Welcome friends to a review of the 2024 Porsche 911 Carrera 4S with the Aero Kit package. Special thank you to HBi Auto for giving me the opportunity to review this vehicle. At this dealership, this is priced at about $179,000. This vehicle has under 400 miles on it. And this dealership, they are Porsche specialists, and they also have a service center where they can service almost every exotic vehicle, Ferraris, Rolls-Royces, etc. All their information will be down below, and they are located in Mocksville, North Carolina. They can ship nationwide. That established, let's get this Carrera 4S out on the road. This vehicle, it's got 443 horsepower, 390 pounds-feet of torque. Porsche claims the 0 to 60 on this vehicle is about 3.4 seconds, but if you have it equipped with the Sport Chrono package like what we have here, 0 to 60 drops to 3.2 seconds. And this is the all-wheel drive with the Aero Kit. This weighs a little under 3,500 pounds. So let's get this vehicle out on the road, see how it does. I just got out of the GT4 RS just a few moments ago, and this rides very similar to the GT4 RS, maybe a tad bit softer, and I just expected this to be a cloud. It's okay, this is still very comfortable, very nice to daily, but let's see how it corners. Literally no drama, no fuss with these vehicles, especially like these newer 911s. They just do whatever you want them to do, and that's really the big highlight with these new 911s. Yes, you will never utilize any of this performance to its absolute extent on the public roads. However, it's just really confidence inspiring to know that you're whipping something that can do anything that you want it to do at any moment. If you want to step on it, it has supercar speed, literally, no exaggeration. It is as quick as most supercars, especially with the Sport Chrono package, 3.2 seconds to 60. This is more than enough. And we actually have the 8-speed PDK transmission here. And it responds perfectly for everyday driving and for performance driving as well. Coming to a stop, no problem. And tipping into the throttle here. Yeah, this vehicle, it also masks the speed from you. You can be doing 10, 15, even 20 miles an hour over the speed limit and not even realize it. So this is quite the cruiser. And there is a sport exhaust button that we can put this vehicle into. It's definitely a refined sound that this engine makes, but at least you can still tell that this is a flat 6 engine. So it's not a completely neutered engine, despite the twin turbos, but I think they did a good job with it overall. I think this is going to serve the person who buys this really well. This is going to do everything that they want a vehicle like this to do out in the street. Just getting on it here a little bit. Yeah, definitely very refined power here. Everything responds perfectly. Handling is on point. The steering rack still does communicate with you pretty well, like you know the texture of the road that you're driving over. So this is still top tier electric power steering. And the only thing I wish this vehicle had was the noise insulated glass. For such a highly spec'd vehicle, that would have been nice to see. It's an underrated option, but oh well, it's not a big deal. Some people might appreciate the way that this is set up because this lets in just the right amount of information from the outside world to, you know, give you a connected driving experience. So yeah, it's a cool car. Definitely the luxury 911 in the lineup. Refined power delivery, decent ride, and not overly loud in here. You don't have a ridiculous amount of tire roar or anything like that. But of course, if you want a Porsche with some sense of humor, that is going to be the GT3 products, the GT4s, etc. This is a little bit more common sedate, but it gets the job done. And I think that's what most people shopping for a car like this want. So with that established, let's go ahead and let's park this vehicle and talk about the interior segment. Okay, now that we are stopped, let's go ahead and let's talk about the interior space of this 992 Carrera 4S. First of all, I am not a huge fan of this door handle. It sits flush with the car, and that's fine. I get it. It's for aerodynamic purposes, but this is like a sturdy door handle, and sometimes you don't really know if the car is locked or unlocked. I don't know. You get used to it if you own the car. I'm just saying it's not my most favorite thing in the world, but oh well. Small gripe. Anyway, the big highlight here is the red Bordeaux seating. In the camera, it looks way brighter and way more red than it really is. In person, this is a more subtle red interior space. It's really classy. It's not over the top, and it's a bit of a muted red interior, unlike how it looks in the camera. So I absolutely love that. The solidity of the cabin, once again, top tier, like one would expect. I just wish that this Carrera 4S came with the noise insulated glass. That would have been nice to see and would have made this cabin a bit quieter. But as I said in the driving segment, some people might like the way this Carrera 4S feels because it lets in just the right amount of outside noises to make you feel connected. Anyway, nice bright aluminum work here on the sides. All of the switch gear, yeah, it looks generic, but I can assure you everything feels super sturdy and it's all easy to use. And here we have the Bose audio system, which sounds just fine. It gets the job done. I just wish, once again, for such a top tier high spec vehicle that we could get the Burmester audio. But here's your Carrera 4S badge. We have the 18-way adjustable seats. They are very comfortable. Hopping inside, I am 5'11". This is a low slung vehicle, so it is a bit difficult to get in and out of, but not too bad. There's definitely worse cars out there. There's a look at the interior. We can start up the vehicle, and unlike previous 911s, we don't actually have to physically put in the key. We just have this that we can turn, and I prefer this, by the way. This is really well done, so you still have like a tactile, physical thing that you can interact with to start up the vehicle. But for the 992.2, they went with a push button start. Honestly, I like this. I think they should have just kept this, but oh well, not a big deal. One of the big updates for 2024 is the addition of wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. We didn't even have Android Auto before. Now we have both here, and it is wireless. So that's a big update, and I do really like the Porsche infotainment. It is so easy in the way that it's laid out. Relatively quick to respond, no issues. It's just elegant, and it's not stuck on top of the dash. It's implemented inside of the dash. So well done there. You also have your physical exhaust button that you can reach over and grab. But to be honest, it doesn't make a drastic difference in this car, just a subtle difference. But I do appreciate it nonetheless. And I don't mind the piano black finish in this particular vehicle. I kind of feel like it suits it. There you go. You have your separate climate control with these physical little switches, tactile, easy to use, and you have your physical volume knob and your tuning knob as well. Well done there. And this is something a lot of people complain about with this new generation of 911s. It's this little gear shifter, but to be honest, it is elegant and I don't mind it. A lot of people, they make all these like goofy gestures. They try to grab it like this. Really, it's not that difficult to just have your hand on the side and just press on it. You know, that's all you have to do, and then put it into drive. By the way, we do have a 360 camera with this particular model. To put it into drive, you just put it back. It's not that difficult. We do have more generic looking plastic buttons here, but again, the tactility is very high with all of these buttons, despite how they might look. And we do have heated and cooled seats here. There's your Sport Chrono clock. And I like the way they have the gauges set up here. We have the physical tachometer in the middle, and we have the digital stuff on the sides. Not a big deal. I like the way this is done, and it's pretty easy to use. I also like the paddle shifters in these vehicles. That's well done, nice and hefty. And we do have some buttons on the steering wheel as well, and this is where you access your drive modes with these 992 vehicles. Very similar to Ferrari. But that's your glove box, decent size, even with the books. Not much going on with the door pocket space, but it's okay. Sheer practicality is not the reason why anybody buys a sports car per se, but out of all the sports cars out there, the 911 is decently practical. Got your 2 USB-C ports, place to put your phone, and we do have a sunroof with this model. I personally like the carbon fiber roof, but oh well, not a big deal. We have that Alcantara type material up here. Porsche crest on the seats with the white stitching. Got the rear seats with this model. Personally, I just treat them like shelves, but some people have successfully put their children in the back, so that's cool. But that's enough regarding the interior space. Let's go ahead and let's check out the trunk. There you go. You can see some fans and some badging, if you so wish. But everybody loves the Aero kit, so there's a good look at it there. Now let's go ahead and let's check out the trunk. And there's a look at the trunk itself. Really deep, it's a decent size. I think you can easily fit some carry-on bags in there for sure, maybe 2 of them. Pretty sure you can. But yeah, decently practical for a supercar. Literally, this thing is a supercar. That's how quick it is in the real world. With that established, let's go ahead and let's conclude this video. Concluding thoughts on the 2024 Carrera 4S. Overall, it's a highly capable package, and this being the all-wheel drive model, I mean, you're literally never going to crash it. It's got so much grip. It simply oozes confidence, and you can literally do whatever you want, whenever you want with this sports car. It's truly a livable package, but unlike other grand touring vehicles like a BMW 8 Series, or a Lexus LC 500, etc. This cruiser weighs about 1,000 pounds less than many of those other GT cars. And you really feel that in the corners. And that's really what I mean when I say you can do anything you want in this car. You can carve up back roads, you can cruise in it, it's supercar fast. And with the Aero kit, this car looks amazing in my personal opinion. And speaking of looks, one thing I really like about the 992 generation is you don't necessarily have to get a all-wheel drive 4 model like what you see here to get the wide body. I remember a lot of people with the 991 generation, they would simply step up to the all-wheel drive 4s so they can get the wider body and the wider stance. That's not necessary with the 992s. They all come with the same body now. And another reason to consider a 2024 S model like you see here is because the 2025 992.2 generation has been unveiled, and as of right now, during the recording of this video, you can only get the base model and the GTS. There is no S model as of right now, and many people, they're not too fond of the battery pack system in the new GTS. So if you want a powerful, supercar quick 911, a 2024 S model like what you see here is worth considering. But is this an exciting vehicle? Does it even feel special out on the road? I'm not gonna lie, this is a very sedate and calm driving experience. the true special Porsches are always going to be the GT3 and the GT4 type cars. As mentioned before, yes, this car is very capable, but it's also very robotic in the way that it goes about its business. You just feel like you're along for the ride, and the car is really doing all the work for you. Again, some people like that. It truly is an empowering feeling to drive this car out in the street, knowing how capable it is. But exciting? I wouldn't go that far. Regardless though, if you're interested in purchasing this car, I'm going to have HBi Auto's information in the description box. This dealership is located in Mocksville, North Carolina, and they are able to ship nationwide. Since I finished reviewing this vehicle, they have dropped the price of this car to about $177,000. And for my estimation, the original MSRP for this Carrera 4S, it's about $180,000. So you're getting about $3,000 off the MSRP, and as of right now, there is no new S model that you can order from Porsche. It's either the base or the GTS. So if you want to get this well-equipped car, go ahead. I will say this car is missing 3 key features that you might be interested in. I already talked about 2 of them. That is the Burmester audio, the noise insulated glass, but this car is also missing the front axle lift. Granted, I'm not too worried about it with this car. With a regular Porsche vehicle, I don't really need the front axle lift necessarily. I only see that as a must with the GT cars. Regardless, I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Overall though, this is still a great car, nice spec, love the interior. If you found value with this review, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you again for watching, take care, and goodbye.